So now, as we have found all the differences based on the number of servers, we saw which servers are only in the old list and which servers are only in the new list. Let's start to compare the numbers. Let's say your colleague told you this cost is an update to the hardware cost. So you want to really exchange that by the new column because he says it's an update. So let's do this. I hide these columns first because we don't need them now. I hide these columns. And now I want to update the old list with the new numbers, and I use this very common useful function. It's called VLOOKUP. I type in VLOOKUP, and it has 4 arguments. The first is the value, what should I search? The second is a range or an array, where should I search? Then the third one is a column, where should I give the return value? And the fourth one is not important for you right now, but we'll go through that. So now, what should I search? It's a single ID like this. This is what I want to search. It should be unique in the other list because otherwise we never know which one is found. That's important that it's an ID. Then now I type in the second argument, and the second argument is an array. So it's like a square or rectangle. And it always starts with the column where this ID is supposed to be. So I start with A and I go to D in the other sheet. And I go down to the bottom. Now I have my array. It's server status, then A2 to D50. Now I type in the third argument, and the third argument is in this array, if you find the ID in which column starting with 1 is the result. So imagine the formula goes down like this in A because it starts with A and searches your server ID like this. And as soon as it found it, you have to tell him how many steps it has to go right, and it's only right, it's not left. How many steps do I have to go right and give you back the return value, starting with 1. So for example, if you write a 2, you will get back 19 gigabyte. If you have 3, you will get back Intel, and in 4, you will get back this value here. Because we want to compare the values, I type 4. Now the last argument is called range lookup, and please only type a 0 here, always. Because if you type a 1, it's more for professionals, it's for ordered lists, and it gives you the list, the value with nearest on your search value. That's really in 99% of the cases not necessary. And please do always put a 0 here. Don't forget it because otherwise it's not working properly. Please always a 0, always 0. So now I close the parentheses. And I press enter, and now I have my value here, 125,000. So that means that the VLOOKUP search this ID in this list, and it went down, it went down, it went down, it went down, and now I search it with a normal search function. So when it found it, it went like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Starting with 1 and gave back this value here. So this is working. Now, because I want to do that with all IDs, I drag this formula down, and I want to show you instantly an error in this formula. Because when you drag the formula down, you also drag down, or the references move down with you, which is good here. But it's not good here. This array or this range must be fixed. It cannot go down by 1 if you go down by 1, otherwise you don't have covered the whole range to search. So you have to fix that argument, and you fix these arguments with these dollar signs, $1 ahead of the letter and $1 ahead of the number. So $A, $2, and then $D, $50. And now it works. If I press enter now, still the same, of course, and I can drag this formula down, and now you see this is going down, A6, A7, A8, and so on, and this is still the same. This matrix is still fixed because, of course, the search matrix shall never walk with you, walk down. That really makes no sense. So now, what do you see immediately? A lot of these NAs, NA means like not available. That means that the program, the formula didn't found this system ID in the first place. So these NAs must be the same IDs where you had a 0 before. You remember? I want to show you, I want to unhide it. This was from another lecture. So I hide this again. So you see, when we compared the servers, if this server is in the other, you had a 0, 0, 0, and these zeros are exactly the same where you have an NA here, because they are just not found, so you cannot have a value. You cannot get a value. So, but this is a different problem, and we tackled that with this email. So let's ignore them for now. Let's only really look at the ones who were updated. And we do that in the next chapter. For this chapter, it was important that you learn this VLOOKUP formula because it's one of the most common formulas. Now I save the file under a new name as we did it before. Now we make this as a 3, and these parentheses are not important for this. So I save it under a new name, and we'll get back to this in the next lecture.